Do you ever feel like there's a connection between you and someone that goes beyond what words can express? You sense their presence around you even when you're not in direct contact. This feeling of being connected profoundly is something that words can't quite capture. It's like there's a bigger force at work, guiding both of you through separation and growth. This phase you're going through might feel like the end of something significant, with intense conversations turning into silence. But it's also a moment of relief, as you let go of emotional burdens and open up to new possibilities. Despite trying to move on, it's hard to ignore the lingering presence of that person in your thoughts. They seem to revisit shared memories and seek a different outcome for your story. The separation between soulmates is an experience that carries immense emotional weight, often marked by an overwhelming sense of injustice. The frustration, especially in the sexual realm, is inevitable and arises strongly when the desire to be together physically is blocked by circumstances that seem beyond both of your control. It's as if each passing day the longing becomes more intense, and the distance an almost unbearable barrier. When you close your eyes at night, the image of that special person inevitably invades your thoughts. It seems that in the silence, the bond between you strengthens even more. You find yourself talking to him as if you could hear every word coming out of his mouth. These imaginary conversations are the way you've found to keep this connection alive, even if temporarily separated by distance. The frustration is palpable. Not being able to share the day-to-day, the little details, the victories, and the struggles with that person who you feel understands your soul like no one else is something that weighs heavily on the heart. The communication that was once fluid and constant has become an almost insurmountable challenge, and that only fuels the feelings of sadness and despair. Still, deep down, you both know that you remain deeply connected. The feeling that despite everything, there has not been a definitive goodbye is strong. That silence that has settled between you is what hurts the most. The absence of words, gestures, and signs makes everything harder, as if each day without contact is a painful reminder of the separation. And yet, the desire to be together doesn't diminish. On the contrary, it seems to grow over time, turning this situation into a true test of emotional endurance. Both of you are still tied to this bond, unable to give up, unable to accept that the last conversation was truly the last. Hope persists, even when reality seems to suggest otherwise. And that hope, though painful, is what keeps the flame of a possible reunion alive. Even as time and distance try to extinguish this connection, the bond between soulmates is something that endures and refuses to be broken. The possibility of getting involved with someone else brings no relief. Deep down, you feel that this choice wouldn't give you the peace you seek because, even if life insists on putting challenges in your path, your heart remains faithful. You know that opening yourself to a new love is not the answer you're looking for, and that only strengthens even more what you have. There is something special in your connection, something that seems to resist time and difficulties. And it's that certainty that makes you want to keep this flame alive, this bond that is yours alone. The longing hurts, and the mind keeps asking questions. Why can't you be together now? What more does destiny want to prove? These thoughts seem endless. And that's where the depth of love becomes clear, because you feel that he suffers too. For him, every moment away from you is a waste of precious time that he would like to spend by your side. And it's painful, it's intense because it's real for both of you. You cling to the hope that this will pass, that this wait will have an end. And despite everything, you remain firm in your determination to make it work, to overcome every obstacle that arises, because what you have is rare, it's true, and it deserves all the fight, all the effort. It's a battle against reality itself, but it's a battle worth fighting. In love, things aren't always simple, but we know it's worth it. And no matter how much time passes, the feeling doesn't diminish. It only grows stronger and more intense. The intensity of this experience goes far beyond what is seen from the outside. It's not just about having someone by your side. It's about finding a source of inspiration that touches you deeply, that makes you question your ideas, and that ignites a creative fire that perhaps has been dormant for a long time. The presence of this person is not just support. It's a push, a force that drives you to want more, to create more, to be more. The way he expresses himself is captivating. You come when he's in the middle of his creations, whether playing a melody that seems to tell a story, writing words that dance on the page, or even molding something with his own hands. It brings out an almost tangible passion. You feel it in the air, you feel it in the way he breathes, you feel it in the sparkle in his eyes. It's not just about what he does, but about how he does it. It's a way of treating life as a blank canvas, every day a new opportunity to create something unique, something that resonates. And you, being who you are, end up absorbing all this almost without realizing it. It's as if his creative energy envelopes you, pulling you into a world where everything is possible, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Going through the present can undoubtedly be one of the most complicated moments of life, especially when that person who makes you feel complete is far away. This distance, as painful as it is, brings with it a golden opportunity, a rare chance to look within and discover how incredible, how unique, how special you are. That person who means so much to you has already shown you, has already seen in you that glow, that value, that wonderful essence that exists. So, why do you still doubt seeing yourself the same way? Life is inviting you on a journey of self-discovery and self-love. It's time to stop and reflect on how you treat yourself and the words you use with yourself. How many times have you harshly criticized yourself and belittled yourself without even realizing the impact it has? It's time to turn that page, to start writing a new story, a narrative where you are the protagonist, full of qualities, deserving of respect, affection, and above all, your love. Reevaluating the way you see yourself is an act of courage. It's not easy, I know. We're trained to be critical, to point out our flaws, to doubt our worth. But think about this. If that special person can see so much in you, why can't you do the same? What's stopping you from looking in the mirror and admiring who's there, recognizing your achievements and your unique traits? Your strength begins when you listen to yourself with more attention, as you would listen to a dear friend. When you perceive negative thoughts or challenges, replace them with words that inspire and lift you. Gradually, you'll notice a change, a subtle yet powerful transformation that will affect every aspect of your life. You don't need anyone to validate you because you have the power to recognize and value yourself. This is the moment to reclaim your power, to fall in love with who you are, and to look forward with confidence, knowing that, regardless of any circumstances, you are enough. You are worthy. You are a wonderful human being, capable of loving and being loved, and deserving of all the happiness the world has to offer. When things seem to fall apart and plans don't turn out as we imagined, it's important to remember that there is something deeper than the problems of the moment, a connection that goes beyond what is seen, surviving the silences, the pauses, and the detours along the way. They are not just another person in your life. They are the one who makes your heart beat faster, who makes you want to be better, and who walk beside you, whether on sunny days or storms. This lack of communication, this distance that now seems so painful, doesn't mean you're losing each other forever. Perhaps it's just destiny's invitation to look inward, to understand that it's time to practice patience, develop a bit more control over your emotions, and grow as a human being. Life has its ups and downs, but you have the power to turn each obstacle into a stepping stone towards something greater. Who knows, by the end of this path, when you meet again, you will be even stronger, even more connected, and ready to live something much more beautiful and true. In the end, everything worthwhile takes time and dedication. It's about believing that each day is a step closer to who you want to be and the love you want to live. I know it can be painful, the feeling of losing someone who means so much, spending time without news, without that exchange of words that brought comfort. It's as if every passing day were a constant reminder of the distance, the absence, and that can wear down our spirits, can make it seem like hope is slowly fading away. But take a deep breath. This is a time of change. Yes, it's hard not having that person close, not having the chance to open your heart and share what you feel. But the most important thing right now is to take care of the one who matters most to you. Instead of letting negative thoughts take over, think of this time apart as an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to strengthen, to rediscover. It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking that something is wrong with you, to imagine that maybe you're not pretty enough, interesting enough, or good enough. Those thoughts can be cruel, settling in without you realizing it, undermining your confidence, and draining your energy. But the truth is, you are exactly who you should be, with your qualities, your flaws, with everything that makes you unique and special. Don't think for a second that you don't deserve the love, attention, or affection you desire. That person you miss, if they truly care, will see all the good in you as it deserves to be seen. And if not, maybe it's time to understand that the universe has other plans and that other people out there could value you as you deserve. Remember, self-love is the first step to anything good that comes into your life. So, even if it's hard, look in the mirror and treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend. Take care of yourself, pamper yourself, discover new passions and new hobbies, and surround yourself with people who lift you. Set aside sadness for a moment and think of all the wonderful things you're capable of doing. Life, my dear, isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, but about learning to dance in the rain. And while you focus on being the best version of yourself, everything that has to happen will fall into place somehow. It's a journey, not a destination. So, value each step, even the small ones. Allow yourself to feel the pain, yes, but don't get lost in it. After all, you deserve so much more than settling for crumbs. So ask yourself, what do you want for your life? What makes you happy, independently of anyone else? How can you be your source of joy, peace, and fulfillment? Recover those answers and build your happiness from the inside out, because in the end, that's where it all begins. That person loves you in a way you may not have realized yet. They think of you all the time, and it's not an exaggeration. It's one of those things that warms the heart just imagining it. And the most amazing part is that they see what you haven't yet. Have you ever thought about that? What do they see in you that you haven't been able to perceive yet? Isn't it time to start looking at yourself with a bit more affection, to recognize your worth, just as they already do every day? The love they feel for you is something rare, something that few people manage to experience for real. It's not just any superficial love that fades over time. It's a deep feeling that goes beyond what words can explain. And do you know what's the most beautiful part of all this? That love is mutual. Yes, they feel for you the same way you feel for them. It's a connection that goes beyond the physical, beyond the spiritual. It's an emotional bond rooted in what you truly are to each other. Even though the people around you may think you're making decisions that seem illogical or senseless, you must keep trusting the energy you feel and the path it's leading you toward. That trust is what keeps you strong in the face of daily challenges and discomforts. You've shown incredible strength in facing these difficult moments and persistently seeking emotional and spiritual balance. That balance is crucial so you can keep moving forward, even knowing that, for now, being with that special person isn't possible. This path of self-discovery and personal growth still has much to teach you. And it's important to remember that faith in your dreams and the desires of your heart is what will carry you forward until the moment they come true. The path you've chosen to follow may be full of obstacles and uncertainties, but that shouldn't discourage you. Being prepared to face those challenges is what will make the difference. If this message makes sense to you, stay attentive and hopeful, because there are signs of a new beginning on the horizon. Keep your eyes open for new communication or a meaningful gesture that might reignite the flame of hope in your heart. Soon, something may happen, maybe a message, a clear sign that this person is thinking of you and wants to take a step forward in the relationship. You'll feel comfortable in their presence again, rediscovering who you are to each other in a way that may not be completely calm at first. After all, both of you have changed and grown during this time apart. But those changes are not bad. On the contrary, they'll bring a new depth to the relationship, allowing you to understand and support each other in ways that weren't possible before. During this process of reunion and rediscovery, you will finally find the answers to those doubts that may have tormented you during the separation. Little by little, the light you've been searching for will begin to illuminate the shadows of uncertainty, showing a clearer path full of possibilities. No one said loving would be easy, and you know it. The path of love is a road full of unexpected turns and sometimes bumps. But it's precisely because of that it's so fascinating. When you allow yourself to see beyond the surface, you realize that no relationship is a fairy tale without flaws or scratches. The reality of love is full of ups and downs of good and bad days, but it is in those moments that true growth happens. You have something special, something rare, the courage to face imperfections and accept challenges with an open heart, eager to learn and improve. That attitude, that willingness to evolve, is proof of your strength. And even though sometimes you may feel a little lost or out of control, that's part of the process. Love in its purest form stirs all our senses, turns us upside down, and makes us question everything, and that's normal. No, you're not going crazy. You're just living through what many of us have already experienced, the intensity of true love. It's important to remember one thing. You deserve your own space to breathe, to put yourself back together. Forgive yourself for the stumbles, for the moments when you may not have acted your best. Recognize that you have the right to move on, to leave behind what no longer serves you. Sometimes we hold on to things that drain our energy simply because we're afraid of the unknown, of being alone. But knowing how to let go is also an act of love for yourself. If at any moment you feel insecure, if that uncomfortable doubt starts knocking at the door, remember to trust your intuition. Your heart knows the way, even if your mind isn't sure. And no matter how difficult the path may seem, you know that the connection between you two is unique, it's real, and it has the strength to weather any storm, to overcome any obstacle that comes your way. The message is about the power of love and the strength it brings to relationships. It emphasizes that even though relationships may face challenges, love can conquer all. The message encourages people to believe in the power of love, to trust in themselves, and to remember that every small moment in a relationship is meaningful. It invites people to share their own experiences and reflections to inspire and support others. The message concludes by encouraging readers to stay positive and open to the journey of love.